Hey, thank you for joining me on Legislative Update. I'm Dan Kristiansen, your 39th District State Representative. Less than 2.5 weeks remain of the scheduled 60-day legislative session in Olympia. And just now, the majority party is just coming out with the proposed supplemental operating, transportation, and capital budgets. Republicans in both the House and Senate have seen some glimpses of these budgets, but unfortunately, we've not been allowed at the table to negotiate any of these proposals. They've largely been created behind closed doors. And just like last year, I expect we will be given very little time to review them before having to vote on them. That's very disappointing because these are the most important documents of the entire legislative session. We do know that both the House and Senate operating budgets contain lots of tax increases. I've consistently said that we cannot tax our state out of an economic recession. More than 8,200 people in the 39th District are unemployed right now. How can we ask for more money from people who can hardly pay their bills and keep food on their table? Voters across our state have seen this train wreck coming for a long time. That's why they passed the Taxpayer Protection Act only 2 years ago through Initiative 960. The measure requires the legislature to have a 2/3 majority to raise taxes. That means it's going to be tough for us to raise taxes. Unfortunately, majority Democrats, they sidestepped that requirement through Senate Bill 6130. The bill suspends the initiative, making it much easier to raise taxes. Last week we debated that bill in the House for 2 days. My House Republican colleagues and I argued that the will of the people should be upheld and that tax increases would further damage the state's economy. These were some of my comments on the House floor about why suspending I-960 and the increasing of taxes is such a bad idea.
Those specific taxes and fee increases are going to have a negative effect on so many businesses that are just right now are scratching their way to survive, to keep their employees employed. We've all seen unemployment insurance rates go up. We've all seen workers' comp rates go up in lieu of what's been going on with this recession. But a gentleman I was talking to the other day said, Dan, he said, my rates have gone up 1,600%, and I haven't laid anybody off. Now I'm going to have to lay off 2 people in my business to pay for rate increases. Is that the kind of stuff we're doing here? Are those the results we want? I thought we wanted to keep people employed. The decisions that we're making here have real effects on real people. And with the hundreds of emails that each one of us have received individually, we've all heard the stories. I'm hearing stories, and I'm hearing many comments from people that say, I did not vote for 960. I wish I had now, but you guys better be watching what you're doing down in Olympia, because this is the kind of thing that's going to put more and more people out of business. It's going to put more and more families in a position of needing to have government assistance.
Unfortunately, the bill to suspend I-960 has been passed and sent on to the governor. So what's next? Tax increases, and it looks like there's a full smorgasbord of them on the list. The governor last week proposed a variety of tax increases to raise $760 million. It included things like taxing candy and gum, increasing taxing on your fuel, even bottled water and soda pop. The House and Senate both have proposals to increase the sales tax. There's about $1 billion in new and increased taxes and fees in both budget proposals. The bottom line is that these proposals will keep state government on a steady road of spending, but they do nothing to fix the underlying problems of the budget that are pushing this state into deep deficits. The way to fix this budget is to get people working again. We're in the final stretch of this legislative session, and your legislators need to hear from you. So please, pick up your phone. Let the governor, let the House Speaker, and even the Senate Majority Leader know what you think about their plans to raise your taxes in this recession. Here's the number, 1-800-562-6000. That's the toll-free legislative hotline. Again, it's 1-800-562-6000. I also invite you to go to my website for more information. You'll find that address on your screen. Thank you again for joining me on Legislative Update. I'm your State Representative Dan Kristiansen. Take care.